Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm up to maybe back.
G'day, mate.
Hello. Is it dinner time?
Finished?
No, we've just finished.
Oh, you've just finished? Fantastic.
Yeah. What about you?
Hey, Sabine. Hey,
Hi.
Sabine. Hi, how you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Nice
Hi,
to see you.
Sabine.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat.
I'm currently working.
Kat, you're currently working.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I can do
goodness.
both, so it's good enough.
Hey, Ben. Hey, Joe. You guys can come over on the Zoom if you want to. It's going to be a little bit more interactive. I get to see your face, but if you want to stay there, you can, and I'll try and keep on top of any questions or comments that you guys make. All right, this is fun. We got heaps of people coming on. I might have to mute you all eventually. Who else we got? Hey, Magnus, doing a little bit of ironing, mate. Nice job.
That's it, mate. Hang on.
Wow, that's impressive.
Robbie and John, only because I'm familiar, you two look like you're at a psychologist appointment.
Yeah.
All the way on the couch.
Yeah, move over, John.
What can we help you with today, Robin and John?
Too many things.
G'day, Mark. Welcome along, Marco.
Oops, he's
G'day,
got-
Paul. Paul's just finishing his dinner and he won't be long. He's going to stay on Facebook until then. Fantastic, guys. Well, while we've still got some people rolling in the door, we'll just keep it quite social, and in the next 2 or 3 minutes, we'll make a bit of a start. Looks like Joe and Ben and Paul are watching on Facebook. How are you guys doing? Are you excited? Are you in full training mode? Or are you like looking for some motivation to get you going? What's the situation? Who wants to speak up? Oh, we're all being very polite. You can wave and I'll put you on the spotlight.
I'm just, I've made a goal today because obviously just sitting with a bit of nerves, but I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
Is this a PG or a G Zoom?
Oh my God, sorry, oh my gosh, sorry.
Don't worry, it's
I keep thinking it's 6:30 a.m. Sorry,
PG,
sorry
man.
everyone.
It's all good. Good for you for taking on your grabbing hold of your nerves and getting into it. Well done. You signed up what, today or yesterday?
No, last week.
Last week. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you know, anyone can do the CrossFit Open, and it's really just about choosing, I think, the right attitude to take into each workout, because we all do these workouts every day anyway. They're just 3 that we've probably never seen before, but we can only do what we can do, and we're going to test our level of fitness to the best that we can and just walk away happy with what we've done, hopefully, because that's all we've got. So well done.
Yeah, all good.
Robbie?
Can I ask when the last sign-in day is, please?
Absolutely. But seeing as though we're in a psychology session.
It was yesterday. Which means you're doing it, Robbie.
Yeah, no, I am going to do it. I've
Why
decided-
would we wait until the last day to sign up to something that we know we're going to do?
No, I'm happy to do it today.
Beautiful. Let's give her a clap.
Thanks.
Welcome to the Open, Robbie. Good stuff. Hey, Rye, come across to the Zoom when you're ready. If you got any questions or comments, post it in the feed here. And anyone who's watching the recording of this, just post your comments or questions into the recording. on Facebook and tag me, and that way I can get back to them at a later date if I haven't covered something and you think of it. Otherwise,
Cool.
just message me direct. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Good, mate. I'm just getting a drink, then I'm going to sit outside. I'm in Devonport.
No worries. All right. Well, what we might do is we might get you guys to mute out, if that's okay. And then I'll get you all to unmute when you want to speak up or when you have something to contribute. The reason why I'm doing this, and this is the first year that we're having this kind of open platform chat with regards to the CrossFit Open, is because, I think there's some real value in setting a tone for what the Open means to us, for covering off on a whole bunch of questions so that you guys can really come into this experience well informed and with a positive mindset. And also, I know that just a lot of you love to help and contribute on any level, and it's nice to know how to do that. So that was kind of my thoughts behind getting into this. The Open starts on the 12th of March, so the first workout will be released at midday-ish our time. Sometimes it's around 11 a.m. And that's a live announcement, which is so much fun. So make sure that you're tuning into them. Facebook goes absolutely nuts. Who's done a CrossFit Open before and seen Facebook go absolutely nuts? Yeah, Facebook and YouTube go off. Sometimes they crash because there's so much happening. It can't handle all the intensity of everyone watching. But I find that those live announcements are awesome fun. So we'll find out at 12, and then we've got basically 6 hours until the gym will finish running its daily classes, and then our focus just turns full steam ahead towards the CrossFit Open. All right. Before we get into like any of the structure or anything like that, I'd love to hear from you guys who have done the Open before, and just, why you're doing it again, what it means to you. Just anything related to why you signed up to the Open and what you're looking forward to. Would anyone like to start?
I'll start if you like.
Beautiful, Paul. Let's hear from you, mate.
Okay, I've so this would be number 6 or 7, but each year just seems to throw a different. It seems to be slightly different in its theme, but it's always got that same. Once you get the first workout out of the way, the first workout, you got all the butterflies and the nerves leading up to it. But once you've done it, it's great. It's a great feeling. It's quite euphoric when you finish, and just a sense of achievement that is a little more than your daily training. And I think the other thing that I find it always does is gives me a really good benchmark shows me what I'm capable of, because it puts you under a bit of pressure to do things when you could perhaps get away with sitting in the back of the room and getting away with a few things that you perhaps you're capable of doing a bit more.
It's kind of amazing how you step up to the pressure in the Open.
Absolutely, yeah. So the support's great. Having people around you is fantastic, because it is very confronting. But once you're into it, you realise that it's just you're all the better for being around the group of people that you train with, because they've seen you at your ugliest when you're heaving for breath and falling on the floor. So no, it's great. It's great in so many ways, and I think more ways than you realise until you actually do it. Yeah,
awesome, man. So how many have you done? This will be number.
I think it's number 7.
Oh yeah. I think you're ahead of me. I missed a couple.
Yeah. So I've done 13 was my first one. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
19.
7. Yeah, because I missed one. Yeah.
Well done, mate. Thank you.
No worries.
All right. Anybody else? Yeah, Magnus. Beautiful, man. Nice to see you.
Yeah, how you going, guys? Yeah, this has been my second crack. I had obviously the first one with 3:01.8. yeah, looking forward to having a crack at trying to do the whole lot RX. Obviously, it's only 3 weeks. Last time I scaled a couple of workouts, but I think for me, it's just more of a I like the feeling of everyone getting around each other when it's, everyone's pushing, to their limits, testing themselves out. I think almost socially, it sort of brings people together. So I know I've been training with you guys for a while now, but I think at my last gym at Northside, wasn't until I probably did my first open that I really felt, right amongst the group, and it sort of took the camaraderie to the next level. So that's sort of what I'm looking forward to over the next few weeks.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. And it gets you amongst those other classes, members that you don't normally see. Really gives you a gel with them. Fantastic. I think that, I'm happy to hear from more of you, just give me a wave. But until I see a wave, I think that there's that real urge to do things RX, and we all have that desire to want to do it RX, but we need to take each workout on its own merits. As far as the leaderboard goes, which is not really important to everyone or to anyone. Hey, Linda, thanks for joining us. You're welcome to pop in on the Zoom. It's nice to have you along. But as far as the leaderboard goes, like the RX category is always going to be ranked above the scaled category, which I think has a really nice inbuilt push in it for people. So if you can actually do some of the movements, even if you don't think you can do it that well, you can actually get a lot out of in terms of a push from, maybe just, even if it's a 10-minute AMRAP of 10 snatches at 43 and 10 bar facing burpees. We had quite a lot of members, I think it was maybe in 2019 in a similar workout, PB their snatch. Like they got 3 reps in that 10-minute AMRAP, where if they had gone scaled, they would have maybe got 200 reps and done it lighter, and it would have looked like a totally different workout. But they got 3 reps and they were just totally pumped.
CrossFit.
Like that was their obstacle for that session. And that's something that they walked away with that they were really happy with.
The Open's coming up, so I'm just trickers.
All right. So Marco, do you want to share? I've got you speaking out loud. I figure you can tell us why you're doing the Open again. I think you might have been the first one signed up.
Oh, bugger! You mean I was off mute? Why am I doing the Open? I thought it was going to be a bit of a boost to me, give me a bit of motivation in the couple of months leading up to it. Hasn't necessarily happened, but that's okay. But why did I sign up? It's a challenge. You get in there, you've got the Friday night lights happening. Everybody's going. And as I think other people have said, you're likely to get personal bests. You're likely to. I got chest to bars in the Open first time. Awesome. Things like that. Toes to bar. You just push yourself that bit harder than you would any other time. So and just the fun. I know I'm not going to make it anywhere on the leaderboard. I know I'm going to have to scale some workouts. Don't really care. I'll just go in there, give my best, and see what comes out at the end of the day. Have an awesome time of it.
Absolutely. And we're doing pizza on the last night too, so it doesn't really get any better than that, right?
This is true.
Yeah, come on. All right, so that'll be fun. All right, welcome, Ash. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're getting involved in the Open. You've done many Opens, Ash. Welcome to join us on the Zoom and let us know if you're going round again, or maybe you're sitting there wondering, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? But my encouragement from this is that everyone should get involved. And this year, I think more than ever, there's an RX category, there's a scaled category, and there's even a bodyweight category and a foundations, which I haven't really found out too much information about those 2 categories in my research yet. So I'm hoping that more is going to come out on that sort of stuff. But it sounds like it's going to be a really inclusive year from that point of view. And I think everyone can use it for just that little bit of a push in involvement. And because I don't know so much about the bodyweight one, I'm not sure how to implement it into our Friday night lights. But, I'm sure that we will. I'm sure that we'll find a way, and we'll do it on the fly, and we'll do it really well. Is anyone else wanting to share why they're doing the Open or what they love about it from previous years? Or maybe it's your first Open and you want to let us know why this year? Why now? We can go with these ones. All right. Looks like I'm getting blanks. I'm looking for nods if you're going to speak and head shakes if you're not going to speak. We got that? Thumbs up? Sweet as. Thanks, guys. All right. So I want to cover off on a few different things that I think will be really useful for you guys. We've run the Open now, I think, 8 years in a row. I think I've done 5 of them, and 3 of them I've pulled out with injuries at the time. I think that being injured as an athlete is a really tricky one when it comes to the Open and competition. I think you have to have a really good understanding of you and your personality and your nature when you have a niggle or an injury or your body's not quite right. So if you're sitting there and you've got something that you're dealing with that you're not really sure how it's going to come up, then hopefully you've got a physio or an osteo or someone that you're working with that can give you a little bit of guidance around that and a little bit of clearance in the sense so that you can know what the parameters are that you're working with. You know, am I allowed to do this exercise or not? Some clear cut yes and no. Am I allowed to lift heavy or do I have to hold back? And what that allows you to do when the Open workout comes out is you're going to be able to make a better decision of should I go RX, should I scale, or is it in my best interest to just sit this one out? Like it would be great to do 2 out of 3 Open workouts or 1 out of 3. So you can make that decision. But we've done 8 Opens at CrossFit 3018, and it's been an absolutely fantastic experience. And I think every year we get a little bit more organized and we do it a little bit better. As far as the sign-up process goes, once you have signed up to the Open, and when you do it, you put down CrossFit 3018 as your affiliate, and that allows us to see you in our kind of group. And it allows us to manage your score when you put it in. So when you go and submit your score at the end of Friday night, or if you repeat it at the end on Monday evening or whenever you do it, you'll put your score into the CrossFit Games app, and then that score will need to be verified by our crew. So when you put your sign in and you choose 3018, that's what that does, is it allows us to go and approve your score. So that's something that we'll do. We get an extra couple of days to do that. And sometimes what happens is you might put your score in on Friday night, and then you might look for your name on the leaderboard the next day, the day after, and the day after, and your name won't appear there until we've verified it. So we will verify on Wednesday night and on Thursday morning, and then you will know where you're placed for that week. As far as moving forwards, you've signed up to the Open. We know that you're in our community. We want to slot you into that CrossFit Open members community group so that you have all the information. Now, we've already got about 30 people in that group, which is fantastic. But the more people that we can get in there, the more buzz we get about our Friday Night Lights. And we can also use that as a group where if you want to do a repeat workout, or if you've been away for the weekend and you need to get into the gym on Monday or Tuesday to do the Open workout, you can just type into that group, is anyone going to be available to judge me during the 6 till 7 time slot tonight? And that can be really useful. And you can tag 3 or 4 people that you know, or you can tag everyone, or just wait and see what happens. But the whole purpose of that group is it's an opportunity for us to get around each other, support each other, maybe talk a little bit of shit, maybe hang it on each other, but generally to uplift and help each other as much as we can. So just getting something from Linda here. She said she's done the Open before, but just needs some motivation to get back in the box and be accountable this year. Good on you, Linda. Fantastic. No doubt it will give you that. So once you're a part of this Open group, we can do all that good stuff, and I'll put in some strategy when the workout comes out, and all sorts of pretty much everything open communication will go in there. So make sure you're in that. The next thing that really needs to happen, if it hasn't already, and you might see some stuff happening around it, is that we really need you guys to all have done your judge's certificate. So I think Linda's done hers. I think Kat, have you done yours? And we're getting a little bit of momentum with it. The judges course is a fantastic course for you guys to do. And it's something that some of you who have done the Open in previous years, you guys may have already done the judges course. And if it has been done in the last 24 months, just upload your certificate to that Facebook group. That allows us to see that yours is relevant, and we'll accept that you're a judge. Okay, but if you haven't done it, then we are not looking for your participation in the Friday Night Lights. And the main reason is because we are a community and we all need to lean on each other. So the judges course is an amazing introduction to what it takes to be a judge. And when we've got, say, 15 or 20 or 30 athletes doing Friday Night Lights, it's quite a busy occasion. So it's full on. We'll have 6 athletes, we'll have 6 judges, we'll have 6 athletes probably warming up, and then there might be 3 or 4 floating around supporting each other as well. So there's quite a lot going on, and having all those judges available, which are actually athletes, having all those athletes with judges certifications available, and it just allows us to have a really smooth, awesome experience on the night and for it to go really successfully and quickly. Also, you know, CrossFit sort of allows us to, in a way, have a head judge cruise around the room and just validate the scores. But I don't feel like if you've got a judge who hasn't done the qualification, I don't feel like a head judge just cruising around the room is enough to actually ensure that the reps are done properly and to have a good enough feel of what's going on. So, you know, we really need to make sure that our CrossFit Open experience is consistent and it's thorough. But above and beyond all that, you know, it's just great education from you guys. And I think Kat experienced that already, that it's really nice as a member and as someone who is invested in CrossFit to know what is a rep and what is not a rep. And, you know, sometimes you hear it in a class and there's so much going on. You're thinking about how to move. You're thinking about what the exercise is, what the reps are. There's so much happening that you don't even necessarily think about the movement standards. But, you know, I think this is a great experience and it's something that everyone can get heaps of value from. So I'd love to hear from you, Kat, if you're happy to speak up. What was your experience like with the judges course?
Oh, wow. I probably had to take a few reps back from the Masters League judging I was doing.
That's okay. We can get away with a little bit in the Masters. But...
I felt like I almost failed Lana and Liz, you know, but nah, look, it was awesome. Obviously I'm still new, me and Joey are still new to CrossFit anyway, so just watching the videos was a huge help as well, just watching all the demos. Yeah, no, it was super helpful and just something to look out for. Because just as an example, like when I did judge Legia, you know, in my mind, I thought, oh, she knows what she's doing. You know, I actually thought she was helping me, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But just, yeah, look, you know, even things like when you're doing the wall balls, going below parallel and the toes to bar stuff, because, you know, I haven't done any of that yet. So that was kind of, I guess, for me, a highlight that I had to make sure, you know, I knew what a rep was and what wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's awesome learning and it's a good reminder if you already know what reps are anyway. But yeah, it was good for me anyway.
Yeah, awesome. Anyone else like to just quickly share their experience with the judges course? Hey, Benny. Welcome to the chat. We got Rod and we got Chris. You guys can join us on the live Zoom if you're up for it, guys. I've put the link in the Waterfy app. If not, all good. Just type us a question if you got one. looks like Magnus, are you trying to speak or no? No, all good, mate. So beautiful. And with the judges course, that's to prepare you for everything. And some of that can be quite overwhelming, but we actually don't need to necessarily remember everything. We just need to have that general grounding. And then when the workout's released and it's power snatches and toes to bar and wall ball, we'll be given those standards all over again. And you'll see the pictures, and we as a community, our coaches will brief you on the movement standards, on what to look for, on what is a rep and what isn't a rep. So, I'll get into the structure of the night, because this is something that's really important. Who's looking forward to being part of Friday Night Lights? Yeah, wicked, awesome. Sabine, you're in? Fantastic. All right, so we want you guys to arrive between 6:15 and 6:30 p.m. Okay, and the reason for that is sometimes people are still working at 6 p.m. Sometimes people are still working at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. But what we've found is that 6 o'clock is just that little bit too early, largely because we have just finished our 5 p.m. class as well. So 6 p.m. is right on the knocker of the finish of that class. So it gives those athletes a chance to stretch. It gives the coaches a chance to gather their thoughts. So if you guys can come in at 6:15 or earlier, what we want you to do is we want you to use that time to just settle in, but also to write your name on the whiteboard that will be floating around. So like we did with the Masters this year, we'll have a whole bunch of heats drawn up, because we'll know what the workout is. We'll know how long it's going to take. We'll know how long we want in between the workouts. So you will have that opportunity to write your name in. Now, if you're someone who knows that you can be there early and on time, you might like to put yourself in heat 1 or heat 2. If you know that you're going to be late, you might call a friend and say, hey, or write it in the Facebook group and say, hey, can you put my name down for heat 4? Or message one of us coaches, and that's fine. And if you have no idea, just fill it in any spot. Who cares? Okay, it's not going to matter. You're going to be briefed and you're going to be ready. But that's what we want you to do, is we want you to come in, grab that whiteboard marker and write your name down. Then at 6:30 p.m., the brief will start. And that's that point in time at which we'll cover off on everything that I explained before about the workout. What the workout is, how many reps of each move you're going to do, what it looks like, what's a rep, what's not a no rep, a bit of a reminder of your role as a judge in terms of where to stand. You want to stand at 45 degrees so that you can see the hip going below parallel and you can see the arms locked out overhead. But you also want to stand at 45 degrees so that you're not right in front of the person's vision, and also so that they can still hear your voice. A judge that's standing like behind someone, it's much harder to hear them when they're coming at you from this way. So as a judge, it's important to sort of position yourself in a way that is, really productive for the athlete and for your role. Linda's just saying the judges course is not expensive, but does take some time to complete. Yeah, good point. It's $10 to do the judges course US, which might be $13 or $14 or $15, depending what day you do it. But it does take some time to go through. Probably, I think it might have taken me an hour to go through it pretty thoroughly today. So bear that in mind. So 6:30 till 6:45, we go through that brief, and that's a good chance for you guys to also ask some questions. And then at 6:45 until 7, that's when you guys are going to go and do your warm-up. So you'll break off together. You'll all warm up is probably a good plan, just a general warm-up, and maybe just, playing around with some of the movements that you're unsure of. Or maybe just if it's like a chest to bar and you've never done one before, maybe just warming up with some kipping and then warming up with some pull-ups and asking a friend or a coach to help you to get a chest to bar in that initial warm-up time, even if you're on at heat 4. Use that 15 minutes really, really wisely. We'll get into that later. At 7 o'clock, that's when the judges, you guys being judges for heat 1, that's when you'll go and grab your score sheet, okay? And all these score sheets will be pinned to a clipboard, and everyone will have a clipboard who's judging, and you'll go and grab that, and you'll go and pair up. Okay, I'm judging Kat, and you'll go and cruise over to Kat, write her name down, find her, write her name down, and make sure that she's comfortable, that she's got everything she needs. She's got her chalk, she's got her weights, you know which way she's going to face for her ring rows, and you know where her bar is for her snatches, and it's all in this nice, tidy, cute little area. All right. At 7:05, we will have a start, all going to plan. Okay, and we'll start with heat 1. Like I said, we'll get that done. We'll have a little break in between, and then heat 2 will happen, and heat 3 until we're all done. In that warm-up time, that's when the coaches will actually put judges with each athlete. So just on a general note here, we're going to do our best as a blanket rule to have no family judging each other. So it's just a little bit of a tricky gray area when brother and sister or partners are judging each other. You know, you're friends with them, you want them to do well. We all want each other to do well because we're an encouraging community. But that blanket rule of no family, it just allows us to say no rep a little bit easier, I think. And sometimes it's our husband or our wife who's going to be more hard on us. And that's also good for the relationship too, because you've got to go home with them. All right. So you'll have that relationship at the end of the Open, all going to plan. Nothing left on the structure of the night other than at the end of the night, we love to get a community photo. So if you can be around at the end of the night, we want to see you, you know, with your finger up for the first workout done or the second workout done or the third workout done, all hanging out together as close as we're allowed, and pretty pumped with what you've done. We have a quick sort of clean up, chuck all the gear away, and then the gym is ready for the Saturday classes. Some Opens are done really early, like, you know, as early as 8:30. Others, where maybe there's a 45-minute workout, we have been, I think, at the gym till like 10:30 doing the workout, and then we've stayed around because the adrenaline's pumping and not left there until nearly like 11:30 or midnight. So it can be just an incredible vibe of adrenaline pumping, testosterone full humans cruising around celebrating each other's success. So something to look forward to there. All right, another point I want to touch on is what happens if you, and if you've got any questions, just please stop me and wave at me. Pretty sure the Milroy judging each other is a disadvantage. Yeah. Chris, Francis, thank you for your contribution. Exactly true. I reckon the Rob and John combo might be similar, in fact. So what happens if you miss Friday night? If you miss Friday night, okay, it's an absolute tragedy because Friday Night Lights is just so much fun. But in the past, we have had a reasonable crew that have done Saturday at that 10 a.m., 10:15 a.m. sort of time slot. So we normally have fundamentals every week, and whether the class is on, whether there's people there or not, the coaches they're ready to take fundamentals. Now, for whatever reason, if you miss Friday night, if you've booked sillily to have friends over and you need to do it on the Saturday morning, then you can do that. If you need to do it on the Monday morning, you can do that. If you need to do it as late as Tuesday at the 9:30 a.m. class, you'll probably get it done in enough time to submit your score. But by 11 o'clock Tuesday morning, it is cut-off time. You have to have had your score in on the app, you submitting it as an athlete for yourself by 11 a.m. Tuesday. Okay, if you haven't done that, it's too late. You've missed the week. All right. You might be able to email CrossFit and they might let you do it, but I would highly think that's unlikely. So you're welcome to do it at any other time that the gym is open. And all you need to do is you need to get one of those judges from our community to come in and to judge you. And please don't make it your family. Arlene's got a question. We'll check in with her.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask, Checo, so the workout's released on the Thursday.
So it's Thursday, 5 p.m. PT time, Pacific time in America.
Okay.
Now, if we do our calculation, that works out somewhere around 11 or 12.
On the Thursday. So my question is, if you couldn't make it
No,
Friday.
11 or
Oh.
12 on the Friday in Australian days and time.
Okay. So would you be able to do it at the 5 o'clock class on the Friday if hypothetically you were missing it? Could you do it before the Friday night lights, or is it always after?
You could potentially do it before the Friday night lights. You would, and people have done it before. We have had little groups of people that do it before. You just tend to miss out on a lot of insights because
that's what I thought.
You know, the Friday night light, not only do you miss the vibe and the energy in the community, but you know, the coaches use that sort of 4 or 5 hours to brainstorm how they're going to do the workout, what's a good structure, what are some of the challenges different athletes are going to have with different experience levels.
Okay.
And we sort of think about that and we bring that to the brief at 6:30.
Okay,
So you can do it. You'll need to organize your own judge and it can happen during class time. But yeah, bear that in mind. Also, some weeks are a little bit technical, like you might have to have a 25-foot handstand walk or overhead lunge, and we need to actually mark out the floor space for that. So it might not actually be done, or it might be a handstand push-up that needs a particular target on the wall personalized to you. Now, Dave Castro will give us, and CrossFit will give us all the ways to do that. But going in, you know, you and your judge will have to be thorough, make sure that you do all those things. And it's just that much easier to do it after the Friday night lights has already covered some of those things off.
Yep, perfect.
So,
no worries.
We won't say no, but we won't say it's the best idea either.
Yeah, perfect. No, it shouldn't happen. I'm just asking hypothetically anyway, but that's okay.
Yeah, no worries. All good. You know,
Thanks,
we'll get all these questions. Nothing, Ryan, nothing easier than no repping Ben Milroy. Solid call indeed. All right, these boys are going to be in control of the banter, there's no doubt. Okay, so that's, can we repeat the Open WODs and what happens if we miss a Friday night? You know, what's a realistic goal for the Open? A lot of people, they like to, or maybe you don't like to, maybe it's just in your nature. You know, there's something about the leaderboard that just makes us almost be drawn to it. We see that we have a ranking in the world because our score gets accepted. The first week, we're ranked 238,000 in the world, and we're on top of the moon about it. And then the next workout, we can't do hardly any of it. We scale it. We can't do hardly any of the scale. And we think that we've done the best that we can. We end up, and after week 2, we're 345,000 in the world, and we get disappointed because all of a sudden we thought we were an athlete that should finish in the 200,000s, and now we're in the 300,000s and we feel like crap. So, you know, some of this can happen. And it's very common that we get kind of attached to this leaderboard because it's a thing that we can get attached to. And I just want to say, just straight off the bat, you know, like Kat said, I think earlier, we want to give our best, and that needs to be a focus. And I think we want to set really kind of realistic goals for ourselves and control the controllables. So really what you can control is that you can control that you are making good decisions for yourself as far as keeping your body healthy. So, you know, if you've got a dodgy shoulder and you know that your osteo doesn't want you putting it overhead, that doing a workout that's pull-ups and thrusters is a bad idea. And it's going to leave you in a worse off position after the Open than if you went into it. So setting a goal to do that workout RX is a bad goal. A good goal might be that you scale it and you go as hard as you can with your scaled version, which might be front squats and ring rows. Okay. If the CrossFit Open has 2 scale, a RX and a scaled version, and your scale is still not something that you can do, just don't do it. Okay. Do something that is physically okay for you to do so that it doesn't affect your training and your momentum and your health goals. And go and do a workout that is good for you, be a part of the Friday Night Lights in one of the heats still, and experience the vibe and walk away healthy so that you can train on Monday. So controlling the controllables might also be controlling your nutrition, setting a goal around nutrition, that you're not going to have any alcohol the night before. Maybe you're not going to have any donuts or muesli bars or Mars bars or sugary shit the night before. Or maybe you're not ready for that level of goal, and you maybe like to just have a game plan for the Open. So you've seen that it's 21, 15, 9 pull-ups and thrusters, and you're going to go 7, 7, 7 on the pull-ups, 5, 5, 5, and 3, 3, 3, and try to do the thrusters unbroken. You know, maybe that's your goal. And then at least you can walk away from that Open and go, I tried my plan, I gave it my best, it didn't work out, but I'm happy with what I did. All right, so having some really realistic goals is important. Any questions on goals, or does anyone feel like they're a real candidate for being a leaderboard kind of stalker and hunter? We got Chris Francis with the question. Do you recommend taking a rest day or two prior, or is it better to stay in the training zone based on programming? Super question, man. Super question. Thank you. So, sorry, mate. As a cop, donuts are a non-negotiable. Yeah, don't argue with Magnus. So, as far as training goes and the Open, we've got two kind of different mindsets that go on here as far as how to approach it. One mindset is that you train as a member of our gym, you train in CrossFit as a vehicle for you to be healthy and to be fit, and to go and do life in a really productive way. So it's a good expansive experience on your life. If that is the case for you and you love training, then taking a rest day or two might not really, it might take away from some of that momentum for you. It might take away from your training rhythm. And you might just like to rock up to the Open as just another day of training, get it done, and move on. Now, our program is going to allow you to sort of do that this year, Chris, because Thursday is going to be a much cruisier day. You're going to notice that Thursday is more of just a general conditioning day. We want you to take it at that 40, 50, 60% cardio sort of level and allow your body to just move, recover, and heal. So that's going to be a good inclusion this year for anyone that wants to just continue training as normal. What you might find is that your intensity level goes up. I'm not sure who you're waving to, Paul. Looks like you might be waving to me like this.
Waving to me mate Seth.
Hey?
I'm waving to me mate Seth.
Poor lover over here. Sorry.
My boy, he's my mate.
He's your mate. Awesome. Hey, buddy. There he is. What a champ. The next generation. The other mindset, and the way that I really like to approach the Open, is I do like to have a rest day or two going in. For me, this is, despite not being a competitive athlete and getting older every year, and even the fact that I know that I'm not going to the next level of sanctionals, I'm not going to ever be a CrossFit Games athlete. I really do like getting into the competitive spirit of the Open. I like going in fresh. I love the feeling of my body feeling healed and ready and not feeling sore from the previous couple of days of training. And I really take on the experience as an opportunity to see what I'm made of, to test myself in that moment with what I can do. It's one of the most rewarding experiences I get. So personally, I do love taking Thursday off, and I also tend to take Wednesday off. So what the Open kind of training looks like for me in a general 5-week block, and this year 3 weeks, is I will actually train really hard on Monday and Tuesday. I will take Wednesday off. I will take Thursday off. I will smash myself on Friday. I'll take Saturday off, and I'll take Sunday off. So I'm actually dropping from 9 or 10 hours training per week to only doing 3 hours or 2 hours and then 15 minutes or 5 minutes in the CrossFit Open. This is not really how a lot of people do it. That's just how I like to do it. Probably 90% of the community will actually just take one day off. And, you know, you guys love training. You love being around each other. And that's fantastic. So, you know, I would encourage most people to probably train Monday, Tuesday, maybe go a little bit lighter and cruisier on the Wednesday, and then consider a day off on Thursday if you need it, or consider rocking up for that lighter session on Thursday. So Chris, I don't know if that answers the question for you specifically, but I can expand on this just a little bit more. Really strong, powerful athletes. So athletes that have a really good power to weight ratio in terms of what they can lift. Athletes that can deadlift 2 or even 3 times their body weight, maybe squat 2 or even 2.5 times their body weight. These athletes have a real ability to create power. Now, if you can create a lot of power, then you can put a lot of stress on your central nervous system, and putting that level of stress on your central nervous system will affect your recovery. So powerful athletes really need to be mindful of that, and they might need a Saturday or a Sunday or both days to really recover from the CrossFit Open. Also, if you've hammered yourself on Wednesday and you are that powerful athlete, then rocking up to training Thursday, you might feel really overloaded and definitely need a rest day. So for you, Chris, I would say being a powerful, strong, athletic human with massive pecs, you should definitely consider having a rest day or an easy day Thursday, and just rolling through the motions on the Wednesday. And I know that you're also a pretty competitive dude that loves to give your best. So I think that'll work really well for your character. All right, moving forwards, any questions before I do that? Going well so far? All right, Robbie, let's come off mute before you start miming to the screen. Dad like that one? Need the technician. I've asked you to mute, so you might have a big button there now.
Unmute, yeah, I have. My question is, if you have done, say, RX the first week, you don't have to do RX the second week, don't you? You can do scale the next week.
Correct, yeah. So what you'll find is that, let's say there's 400,000 people in the Open, and the first week, 300,000 do them RX, and 100,000 do them scaled. The fastest scaled athlete will finish 3,001th place, whatever that is. The slowest RX person will finish 300,000th. And then the next week, it'll work exactly the same, but you might have 100,000 that do it RX. And then the fastest scaled person will finish 100,001th. I need to find out if that's a word or not. If that's the right way to say it. But you get my gist, and then all of that will be functioned into the leaderboard.
Right, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So was that word a rep or a no rep, John Enright?
No rep.
1,001st?
100,001.
100,000. You placed 100,001.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I find that really boring. All right, beautiful. So I trust that answers your question.
Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. So there's some general kind of warming up strategy that we have, and you know, the coaches might talk you through this, or they might forget it. A lot goes on the night, so it's better for me to just cover it off now. But generally, warming up for the Open, you want to get your heart rate up, and you want to be generally sweaty. So it might be a cold night in Melbourne, 17 degrees and raining, or it might be a really hot night, but regardless of what it is, we need to be perspiring. We need to have our heart rate up, okay, and get general body warmth. So whether that means you go for a run, you get on the assault bike, you ski, you double under, you do sit-ups, it doesn't matter at all. Just get that up. That's rule number one. Once you've got a general sweat, you want to start thinking about how can I prepare myself for the movements that are ahead of me. So some of us really struggle with getting our depth for overhead squats. So immediately you need to think, okay, my next job is to make sure that I can meet the movement standards. So I need to make sure that my hip can go below my knee, and I need to make sure that I can hold my arms above head straight, okay, without my shoulders hurting, or with some mobility and some freedom. So immediately you start thinking, all right, I'm going to do some air squats. I'm going to sit deep in my squat, and I'm going to do any stretch possible that I know that's going to loosen up my hips so that I can get down in the squat. And then I'm going to do anything overhead with a band or with a stick that I've done and learned from my CrossFit sessions that are going to help me to warm up for that overhead position. So you need to start thinking about that sort of straight away, because you're going to spend 5 minutes generally getting yourself ready for the overhead squat. And if you think about it, this is really a good test, this open and this opportunity to see how much do I know? You know, am I just rolling through the motions and listening to what Legia says or what Casey says and just sort of looking at other people and copying them? Or do I actually understand what is programmed for the warm-up? You know, do I actually get why we're doing it? So it's a good opportunity for you guys to actually work out, what do I know here? Okay. On top of general body prep, then we need to start thinking about actually being able to lift the weight. So if the weight is 70 for a deadlift, then you need to progressively warm up. Okay. You might only have 7 minutes before heat one, and you might be in heat one. Okay. You need to be quick about going, I'm going to do 5 at 30, 5 at 40, 5 at 50, 5 at 60, 5 at 70. Like the CrossFit Open is not the time that you guys need to start cutting corners and just going, oh shit, I'm on in 7 minutes. I still need to take a dump, like warm up my stuff. I find my judge. I don't have my water bottle. Like the whole thing is chaos. Like it can get overwhelming. If it gets overwhelming, that's fine. And you guys, like we all need to go to the toilet. We all need our stuff and everything. But like the biggest priority is that you guys can still train on Monday. So don't hurt yourself. Do a proper warm up. Go and find the head judge of the day, whether it's Casey or Legia or whatever, and just say, I'm a little lost, right? I need to do this, 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 and this in 5 minutes. Do you think we can have an extra 5 minutes? And then they'll make an announcement and they'll go, right, we're going in 10 minutes now. And then they'll send someone over to help you. We'll have a lot of helpers. There'll be a lot of people floating around. There'll be a lot of people actually looking for something to do to help, or just generally in a conversation. So, you know, don't be afraid to just go and say to someone, hey, do you mind grabbing me a 20-inch box? I don't have one yet. Do you mind grabbing me some 20s and 10s and 5 plates for my deadlifts? I've just got to run to the toilet and I'm on in 5 minutes. That'd be great. And people will be like, oh yeah, no worries. I'd love to help. So please take care of your body and go to the toilet. Really important. We don't want to be getting into double unders. That's a bad move. You'll be repeating for sure. All right. So, you know, that's getting through quite a few of my notes here, hopefully covering off a lot of your questions. We did allude to a little bit earlier what to focus on and what's a realistic goal. I wanted to just, you know, just briefly talk about positive self-talk. I made some notes here for myself. We as humans, we have a negative bias, they call it, in you know, some of the literature out there. And we have that because of our evolution. So we've evolved to become successful as a species and still here because of our ability to kind of identify dangerous situations. You know, a bear that might come and kill us, or, you know, someone that might come and want to take our territory or steal our food from us. And, you know, that has been really useful for us in history. but it's not really that useful for us as far as it comes to the CrossFit Open. But still, we might start to see someone ahead of us in the workout, and our kind of danger response might come off, and our cortisol might get raised, and we might start feeling ourselves stressed, and we might start having this kind of voice come into our head going and saying things to you like, you're not good enough. Why are you even doing this? You don't belong here. Look at that person. They're way faster than you. I can't believe you're doing the Open. What a waste of time this is. This is embarrassing. This is stupid. And your brain is just hitting you like full on with all this stuff. And I just want you guys to know that, you know, that is a normal thing, being a human. You might go through that. That's totally normal. And the best thing that you can do is just acknowledge that those thoughts exist, that yes, I'm a human. I have a bit of a negative bias, and that these thoughts are there to keep me safe from danger. It's part of our evolution. So just acknowledge them. Okay, thank you. I'm safe. I don't need you to keep me safe. I'm safe in this environment. And then if you guys can just go back to what you need to focus on, and that is the workout. And it can be really, really helpful for our new athletes to have that awareness, because once you've been doing CrossFit for a year or 2 years or 3 years, you have under your belt, you know, you might have appeared at 4 sessions a week over 50 weeks. That's 200 sessions. After 2 years, you've done 400 sessions. You guys have gone through this after you've done 2 or 3 years of CrossFit. You've done 600 sessions. You've gone through days where you've had a shit day at work, where the traffic was crap, and you rocked up to CrossFit and you felt like an absolute spaz, and you had all that stuff coming at you, and you finished the session, you felt like crap, you cried, it was exhausting, and then you realized, I feel better now, and I probably didn't need to worry about it that much. Okay, and it's all just that little bit overwhelming. But it's kind of good to know that, you know, the CrossFit Open and any competition is a really big, at times, overwhelming experience with a lot going on. And it can just be useful to know that, right, I might have some heightened emotions in this experience, and I want to go in there with a plan to just acknowledge that that's okay and focus on my plan and keep going. Beautiful. All right. Any thoughts on that from you guys? I've just got a question from Julia as well. So Julia's saying, would it be helpful to just be a judge and not actually compete? I would love to be a part of it, but I'm not sure I'm ready to do the competition. Julia, you're an absolute superstar. We would love to have you involved. And yes, that would be so good. So that's one of my points on the sheet, actually. We love extra people helping. And this is a great segue. You know, one of the great things about judging as a participant of, you know, just being involved, not even doing the Open, is that one, yes, you get to contribute to the community. You get that great feeling of helping people to get through their workout, not because you're there encouraging and motivating and cheering them on, because you're counting their reps, and we need you to do that. But also you get that firsthand experience of what it's like for an event to take place, and you can kind of see, oh yeah, I could have done that. I can do that. So Julia, we absolutely would love you to sign up to the judges course, get it done, and be along on Friday nights at 6:30 p.m. for the brief. And that would be fantastic. Put your hand up, let the head judge know that you are available to contribute. And if you haven't done it before, it might be nice for you to start in heat 2 or heat 3. That will give you some great confidence as well. All right, beautiful. So that was actually my second last point. And then the last one is that we do these team tanks every year. I think that they're pretty awesome. So we put our logo on the front, and then we normally change what goes on the back depending on the year. And people get around it. They love it. It's great memorabilia. We normally either have people's names on the back. So if we can be quick enough about that, if you can sign up to the Open, we can be quick about it, then we can get everyone's names on the back. If I still think that there's going to be another 15 or 20 entries after Thursday at midday, then we won't do that. We'll just put something else on the back. But I think it would be so cool if, you know, everyone signed up straight ahead and we got the names on the back of the top. So I reckon that would be mint. And the tanks are $35. They're going to be grey marl this year, and we're going to have a black font. So if you guys want to do that, then the information will be out there. You just basically, you transfer it to me, you send me a receipt, and you let me know what size you want. And if there's any tanks on the rack at the gym, then you can size it off them, or you can literally just probably ask someone like, what size are you wearing? And they've probably got a tank on, and you can work it out that way. Alrighty, so that's the tanks. I've got one from just about every year, but I lost my one. I didn't lose it. It got holes in it, and I threw it out from 2015. So I'm a little bit devo about that. But yeah, good fun, and people get around it, which is great. So as far as the Open goes, that is all the stuff that I wanted to talk to you about. Now, I'm sure there's going to be more questions. So like I said earlier, this video will be uploaded to the Facebook group, to our Open group. And in there, if you have any questions, direct it into this video if you can, and just tag me. And that way I can just keep that chat going, answer the questions, and we're all on the same page. Of course, I'll make a new video if we need to. And there's going to be so much more conversation coming from the coaches and the community as well. Yeah, you're welcome, Julia. And Chris says, is it made by No Bull? No Bull is yet to sponsor us, but if you'd like to get in contact with Red Bull, we'll be happy to accept. All right, team. Fantastic. All good? Any final remarks? No, not so far. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for being with me. Good luck in the Open. Have fun. If you make it about fun, I think then you've won already, and all the rest is a bonus. I know that you guys will support each other really well and have a great time.
Thanks, Trick.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Trico.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
mate.
Have a beautiful evening. And if you're around on Thursday at 5 p.m. or Friday at 6 a.m., then I'll be jumping in and really looking forward to training with you. And if not, I'll miss you, but I'll see you in action at the Open.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Catch up.
Paul.
Bye.
Hey!